Just perusing in Austin. There's a few different hotels, apartment complexes. Windsor on the Lake in Austin, Texas. Lilia, 1 star. I used to love this place, not anymore. A 30 plus floor building with no working elevator. What? What? How do you walk more than, walking like 3 or 4 flights of stairs is like it'll put anybody out of breath just to a fourth floor. 20, 25, 30 floors? That's insane. That must take like 15 minutes. I don't know. Am I crazy? Am I wrong? Pretty sure that's wild. That's a workout. Elevator out the entire weekend. 18th floor. 3 different days over the past few weeks. Hauling our weekly groceries and heavy food deliveries up the stairs each time. And we cycle, so you never know when you'll have to carry your heavy bicycle up 18 floors too. Shit. They do send emails, but only after it's already down. Could happen at any moment, any day, zero predictability. Friends stopped coming. Even sporty people think 18 floors is a joke. I'm too tired to even be angry anymore. 2 years here and this is our life now. That's serious. I wish she could say like how long it takes to climb 18 floors. It's got to be 15 minutes of just Stairmaster. What did the building say? Lilia, we apologize. Elevator upgrades are underway. Nothing else. I feel like everybody's just going to talk about this 'cause that's huge. Jashal. I'm writing this as a guest of residents who have lived here for many years. During a recent weekend stay, some building maintenance issues were very noticeable. The elevator clearly needs serious attention. It seems to go down frequently, sometimes every other week. For a residential building, this is a major inconvenience and raises safety concerns. A better elevator or service plan is needed if the building wants to have trust with residents. The common hallways also don't appear to be climate controlled. While this may reduce costs, it comes at the expense of comfort. Overall, the building feels like it lacks proactive maintenance and management attention. Yeah, this elevator thing is gonna be. I feel. Oh man. Jamie, 1 star. I tend to never write reviews, but the recent occurrences of management forced me to have no other choice. Last night I came in at 3 a.m. after a very long day of work, only to find out the elevator was down. Absolute nightmare. I've considered just sleeping in my car as I physically could not walk up 25 flights of stairs. Imagine someone has an emergency or a fire hazard happens. I'm truly concerned for myself and the residents of this building as the elevator remains consistently unavailable. It's sad to see an amazing building ruined over the past couple months due to poor management. Wow. L. Management runs a leasing trap. They deliberately wait until you're close to your lease end date to even discuss renewal dates, leaving you no real time to shop around or make an informed decision. And when they do finally show you the new rate, it's higher, because of course it is. Front desk and maintenance staff are friendly, easy to work with. Only bright spot. The place is overpriced, poorly managed, and feels like the only priority is squeezing residents for every dollar while giving the bare minimum. Would not recommend. So they wait until you're close to your leasing end date to discuss renewal rates. Okay, so they don't want to tell you too far in advance. Sean, 1 star, lived here 2.5 years. It was good for the first year, but unfortunately has gone downhill since new management came in a year ago. New management now enacts predatory practices. When I was moving out, they did a walkthrough and said everything looked good. After I moved out, they tried charging $120 for cleaning and repairs. They listed 5 issues, but all 5 for pre-existing things that I listed on the inspection report when I moved in. Both parties signed off on it. Been trying to dispute these charges with them, but they take a couple weeks to respond to my messages. They sent a debt collector after 10 days, in which time they had not responded to my dispute. They finally responded another 10 days after they already sent it to a debt collector. They only removed $20 of the 120. Okay, so a really long story. There are several other predatory things. Okay, the other reviews saying the elevators are always down are true. 90% of the time, only one of the 2 elevators is operational. Now imagine someone trying to move in that one elevator as well. You can easily be waiting 5 to 10 minutes for the elevator. They keep sending emails they're going to fix the long-term issue, but they never did in my 2.5 years. There's also a randomly very foul smell on the first floor. Management addressed the smell, but never figured out how to resolve it. They decided to poke holes randomly in the walls one time to try to figure it out, but they never did. That's weird. This place is weird. Man, people are really upset with this place. I don't even know if this one's worth reading. Alex, 1 star. Just an essay. The elevator situation is unacceptable. Waiting 10 minutes to get to and from your apartment. Charging $100 for parking stickers. Man, this place seems rough. This is a living nightmare. Wow. I can't even read all these. And each one of these reviews has like 20, 30 people hearting it and supporting it. All right, this will be the last one I do for this place. David, 1 star. This is a living nightmare. My Windsor building mate says to me as we crowd into the single functional elevator for the 32-story building filled with sprawling boxes of our stuff and 8 people. You're moving? How are you going to get your bed out of here? That's right, this is a 32-story high-rise with one functional elevator, allegedly for the next 8 months, which to me seems overly optimistic. So if you are thinking of moving here, get ready to wait 5 to 10 plus minutes for the elevator routinely. And also, get ready to move your extremely heavy and valuable items up 30 flights of stairs. There's no freight elevator. That's crazy, by the way. The building management said in response to Zach G's review below that they have established protocols for moving heavy items. This protocol is that you hire people to move them up the stairs. Okay. And this management seems a little slimy. We can't get our expensive and highly valued sentimental piece of furniture out of the building currently. It doesn't fit in the passenger elevator. Our movers refused to move it down the stairs since it was deemed too dangerous. Absolutely. Way too dangerous. Imagine carrying some super heavy furniture down 30 flights of stairs. The building's response when we asked to keep it somewhere, anywhere, until this freight elevator works again, no, good luck taking it down the stairs. Chronically dysfunctional elevators aside, the building is old and not well maintained. In a 5-month period, we've also dealt with water soaking up through the floorboards throughout the apartment, rampant gnats for a month, probably because it doesn't run the AC in the halls during the summer, black mold in the showers, water going out for days while your wife is 8 months pregnant. The lobby constantly smells weird. The kitchen cabinet with gaping holes into a dust-filled nether region that aren't fixed with repeated requests. I thought I heard a mosquito or something. Alright. The management here routinely gaslights you into thinking all of these things are your fault and is rarely helpful. See some of the other reviews. When they were announcing how the elevators are going to be down for the next 8 months, they go, get over it. Also, pick up your dog's poop better. As though blaming the entire building for one person being an asshole evens out the immense inconvenience we are all now living through. And they tried to raise the rent 15% in the middle of all of this, and have predatory billing practices. Please spare yourself the nightmare of living here. The point of shelling out for a nice building is so that your stress levels aren't sky high as a result of your apartment. P.S. I agree with the other reviewers that Edwin with maintenance is great. Wow. I could read through these all day. Just elevator stories. What? Jason, 1 star. We walked up to the doors, excited to start on our scheduled tour. This location was high on our list. We were greeted at the doors by 2 boxes of Taco Bell, left there at 1 a.m. the previous night. Poor Alberto must have passed out before his drunk food arrived, haha. Doors are locked. We sift through the spam of a dozen or so emails that we received after booking the appointment and learn that we must download a sketchy app to get entry. App doesn't work, but luckily a resident came out and let us in. As we enter, I am greeted by the smells of a fish market on a hot summer day. I shudder at the thought of what could be behind this powerful scent. My ears are filled with the screech of an alarm buzzing, coming from an open control box. Oof, not a good start. Surely the tour will make up for it, I say to myself. Sadly, I was mistaken. These guys are really good writers. There was a "Be Back At" sign on the front office that was showing a time 30 minutes prior to the current time. Let's check the reservation and make sure we got the correct time, I tell my SO. Yep, but this is a self-guided tour, hence the awful app. And guess what? There are no rooms available to view. Welp, I have gotten the gist of how this company handles business. If I were their marketing person tasked with writing a mission statement, it would be, screw the residents, they will pay us for the location regardless. Which is the only upside I see with this apartment complex. Plus 1 star for the kind employee that we spoke with over the phone. By the way he spoke, I took it that issues with tours were not an uncommon occurrence, and he was doing his best to pick up the pieces of a company that doesn't care. Wow. And the apartment complex responds, Jason, thank you for your descriptive review. We strive to exceed expectations at every turn. Your detailed feedback enables us to identify opportunities for improvement in our communications and processes. Our team apologizes that you did not have the experience you expected and will work to make improvements. We would welcome the opportunity to make a better impression and invite you to contact us again. Wow. One star, Rachel. I don't want any new decoration for the elevator. I just want it to work properly. I mean, that's a funny thought that you Uber Eats Taco Bell at like midnight, but you're on the 25th floor. And the guy is like, I'm not bringing it up there. I mean, are you gonna do that? I don't know, 30-minute hike down all your stairs, grab the Taco Bell, and come back up? That is almost dangerous to do. Wow. Hopefully they fix that elevator. I don't know. Should I read any more of this one? It's just a lot. Okay. All right. So if you're gonna leave that place, go to a hotel for the night, Holiday Inn Austin, 4 stars overall. LW, 1 star. My sister and I booked this hotel at the same time. I redeemed IHG points for my stay, while my sister paid in cash. We were assigned rooms in different towers. I was placed in the North Tower, where the room was dated and poorly maintained, with a narrow bathroom, visible rust, loose or non-functioning power outlets, and a very small TV. My sister stayed in the South Tower, which was noticeably newer and in much better condition. The difference was significant. We requested a room change, but the front desk declined, stating that no two bedrooms were available. Technician inspected the outlets, said the lamp would be replaced. Heating system did not work. Carlos, 1 star. The parking lot is a major concern. It's apparently known for theft, and unfortunately it shows. Cars were broken into during my stay, including mine, and it seems to be an ongoing issue. It's disappointing that such a nice hotel doesn't have better security or surveillance to protect guests' vehicles and belongings. If you plan to stay here, be very careful about leaving anything in your car. I hope management takes this seriously because the hotel itself deserves better. Yeah, I never leave anything in my car, no matter where I park, especially like a backpack or something like that. It just feels like an invitation for somebody to, try to snatch it, grab it. I remember somebody broke into our car when I was a kid. Somebody left a backpack there, and I think it just like wired it in me, like never leave. I don't even leave like clothes on the seat or anything like that because I just don't want somebody to walk by and just say, "Hey, I like that." Gordon, 1 star. Absolutely the worst hotel I've had in my recent memory. Avoid. Check-in line at 4:15 on a Monday was 12 people deep. Poor George was overwhelmed. He even mentioned that they are short-staffed. Called ahead and made a few requests, knowing they aren't guaranteed, but it wouldn't hurt to ask. I asked for a quiet room on the end on a higher floor with feather-free meaning foam pillows. I got none of that. Couldn't even get the king bed I requested. The hotel is really old and outdated. Walls are so thin that when somebody opened and closed their door down the hallway, it would shake my room. The Wi-Fi wasn't working. I called downstairs after I checked in to make some complaints, but George is the one that answers the phone and he put me on indefinite holds. Called 3 times. $180 a night. I would have been better off at a Motel 6. Ooh, them's fighting words. Better at a Motel 6. Jack, 1 star. I booked my stay through Booking.com, selecting the option to pay at the property at the same rate. However, on arrival, the receptionist charged me a higher price than my confirmed booking rate. When I questioned the discrepancy, she said she would check with the manager. Unfortunately, the manager refused to adjust the price. I told them I could pay on Booking.com with the rate I had, but instead of simply refunding me, canceled my booking altogether. When I proceeded to pay through Booking.com, she then said, "Oh, I cannot see your reservation," because she had mistakenly canceled the entire booking. She then asked me to call Booking.com, explain the situation, and have them confirm to the hotel that I had a paid and confirmed reservation. Yet another frustrating inconvenience. Once I finally got to my room, okay, I'm gonna pause there because there's a thing that I've been noticing with Booking.com and hotels where it'll be like significantly cheaper on Booking.com. It'll be the exact same hotel. It'll be like a La Quinta or Holiday Inn or something. And it'll just be $60 cheaper on Booking.com for the exact same hotel, same night. And I have, asked the receptionist about it. I'm like, how come you're asking me for this much money when, it's so cheap, so much cheaper online? I've been lucky that I've gotten really nice receptionists who were just like, that's a totally different system. You should just go book it on there on your phone, and then it should pop up here for me. What I'm getting from this is that maybe they were a little salty about it or something, and they wanted to make it difficult. Like, oh, you don't want to book directly with us, you want to use the cheaper Booking.com, well, we're going to be a pain in your butt for that. Maybe that's not what happened, but that's what it's reading like to me. And I don't know what's going on where Booking can just sell the same room for, you know, 2/3 of the price that they're trying to ask you for in the hotel lobby. And it's also just a reminder that they're just making up those prices on the spot. They're just doing everything they can to maximize like every penny they can kind of squeeze out of you. Okay, Jack. Once I finally got to my room, I discovered a leak in the bathroom seal, inquire, requiring another room change. Additionally, the pool was closed that day without any prior notice, which was disappointing. To top it off, the next morning at breakfast, the toast served was moldy. While the hotel is a good location, the service and facilities leave much to be desired. Poor management, careless service, maintenance issues made the stay frustrating and disappointing. I would not recommend this location. Yeah, it seems like this is just a good area in Austin, and all the apartments in the hotels are just run down, still getting booked because the location's so good. Joey, 1 star, do not stay here, all caps. If you have a nice vehicle, it will get broken into, and the hotel will claim no responsibility. I had my tail lights stolen on my truck that was parked, all caps, right in front of the hotel, and no one claims they saw it, nor has footage on their cameras. I have a suspicion the hotel staff is in on this activity. When I told the front desk guy came out took some pictures, and left. Rooms and location suck. Yeah, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they were low key in on it. And it's just like one of the workers' buddies, which is really sad. All right, some weird elevator, a lot of elevator issues here. Whoa, Maria, 1 star. Our truck got stolen from this hotel, and apparently it's quite common. The craziest part is that there's no security cameras on the outside of the property, yet they have a security guard who was nowhere to be seen when it happened. Whoa. The rooms are completely outdated with rusted bathtubs, and the prices are outrageous unless you book through a third party. We only stayed one night for business purposes and never again. Wow. Holiday Inn's response: Thanks for taking a moment to leave your comment. We certainly regret the loss of your vehicle. Jesus. Unfortunately, auto theft has risen sharply in Austin in the past several months, with thieves targeting trucks, particularly in the downtown area and airport lots. We do have plain clothes overnight security employee who patrols the entire property. Additionally, who cares if you have it? What's the point of telling me you have a security guard if a truck literally got stolen? I feel worse with you having a security guard if the truck can still just get stolen. Additionally, we contract with an independent security company who frequents the property and is available for dispatch. Again, clearly not doing their job, so what's the point of saying this? Our rates are dynamic and set based on current demand, as is the case with all properties these days. Booking through our brand site is definitely the best route, as we offer a best rate guarantee. Well, that's not true. Booking.com is often much better. All right, well, that's about the worst response I've ever seen from a business. Like, I can't even think of you know, of like a comparable with that. It's like you walk into a barber shop and like I don't know, nobody knows how to cut hair. So you can't get a haircut. And then the business owner just says, hey, we employ a bunch of people who can cut hair. Okay, that's a terrible analogy. I'm sorry.